It is now time for your wild... Oh, it's not a Wild Eye review. It's the 80s Archives review. That's right, guys. It is Hobbs back for your 80s Archives review. And I am going to review a very untalked about film, but one of my favorites. And you should probably be able to see why. And if you know me, you probably know why. One of the reasons, because this is Anna Hobbs from the Bengals. That's right. She is the one of the three ones for me. And let's talk about this movie known as The Allnighter. As you can see, I've got two different formats of this film. Let me show you here, VHS copy. We clean this tape regularly. Look, it even has the dates on it. I never even realized that. 12/30/1990, 5/14/91, 8/6/92, April of 93, 3 of 45. This is a former rental. And it is from MC Videos in Brookville, Ohio. It's close to where my crib is. So that is the version of that in the squeeze case. And then you have the DVD version. 90% certain there will never be a Blu-ray of this. But you never know. Maybe someday. So let's talk about this movie, The Allnighter. So your director here is Samara Hoffs, who is Susanna Hoffs' mother, oddly enough. I think her father might have funded it and her mother might have been the director, somewhere in that particular junction. And what you have here is you have 4 kids that are in college. And they are trying to have their last weekend. And as they are about to graduate and they want to have one last hurrah, basically hang out with each other at a place called Shangri-La, which is the place that Dee Dee Pfeiffer, Susanna Hoffs, and an early Joan Cusack live at. It's their little house on the beach. And then you have 2 guys, James Anthony Shanta, who plays Killer, which is where I got the name Killer. Yes, I like the movie this much. Killer is a surfer, like a professional type surfer. He actually goes professional once he graduates college. And then you have CJ. And most of you know CJ as John Terlesky from Chopping Mall in the Beastmaster movies. And he is in this as well. And their primary focus is to have that one last hurrah before they graduate. There's potential romance between CJ and Molly, who is played by Susanna Hoffs. And it's like on and off. You know how things are in college. You don't know if you're really into somebody or not sometimes until you really, really are. And so they decide to have a little gathering at the Shangri-La, and all of a sudden things start to get a little awkward because the previous owner of the Shangri-La who lived there, he comes back and he's kind of attractive. He's Susanna Hoffs' character, Molly. And so the guys get kind of pissed and they leave, which are not mad, but they leave and decide to go to the beach party. So there's a beach party going on. It's kind of like a graduation celebration. And it's a fiesta. So they go to that. Meanwhile, the girls are back there. And one girl, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, is actually engaged to be married to a much older man. So she has to leave that night and go hang out with him. And she's not for sure if she wants to be married yet. He's kind of pressuring her into it. She's kind of young. So she has to deal with him. And then you have Joan Cusack's character, who is basically a film junkie. She's filming all of this on like a Super 8 camera, like a camera, wanting to make sure she records the finding last moments of their college curriculum. So all these things happen There's a lot of hijinks that goes on throughout the film. At one point, they're stuck at a hotel. They get mistaken for prostitutes as they are all trying to go get Molly. They are trying to go get the boys. Everybody's trying to come together for their graduation and have one last night together. So, potential romances, life decisions, all that stuff that you have in college is instilled in this film. So let's go over why I love this film so much and why it's not often talked about. This movie is starting to get a lot more activity for IMDb. A lot more people are starting to see this movie. You used to be able to watch it for free on YouTube, and they pulled it because so many people apparently were watching it, or the person got a copyright strike and got it pulled. I just love the atmosphere of it. I love the 80s cheese. I love the surfing. Um, I love oceans. I love beaches, things like that. So I think most people do, but you get a really good vision of the film and the surfing in this as well. Sorry about the Zoom, guys. And this, the 80s feel, the 80s music in this. You know, you get Gotta Wear Shades is played in this. Just a lot of good stuff. And then Susanna Hoffs actually has some music in this as well. I'm a huge fan of the Bangles. And more specifically her, for obvious reasons. But it's just an extremely heartfelt movie to me. My sister watched this growing up, and she introduced me to this film. And a funny little story, I can remember a long time ago, I was going to rent this movie, and I was with my sister, and some of the guys that she had seen there that she knew were making fun of me, kind of teasing me a little bit because they thought this was an adult film based on that, but it's actually not. It's actually not even PG-13, I don't think. It's just a fun college movie, and it's just a fun blast. It's a blast. It's a fun little 87, 90-minute trip of just college fun and 80s cheese. So I just loved it from top to bottom. My favorite character is obviously going to be Killer, who is a surfer who basically it's just he's been in college longer than he wanted to be. He has other people trying to do his homework because he just wants to get out and become a professional surfer. I thought he was fantastic. And of course, my other favorite character is Molly Susanna Hoffs. But guys, go check out the Allnighter. If you've seen this or know about this film, let me know your thoughts, as this is one of my all-time favorites, obviously. Alright guys, this is the 80s Archives. This is Hobbs. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and show love, give a sub. I'll catch up with you guys later. Have a good rest of your week. Peace.